This is my tutorial on how to beat Oduksini on Calamity 6. You're going to see a picture of my current light spheres. They are the standard ones. You should have as many as well if you're attempting this. Less would just be, well, suicide. Anyway, the boss fight is kind of easy. All you have to do is start attacking these flames and avoiding all the attacks of the mobs and Oduksini who will fly over you. One of the reasons why I'm making this tutorial is because some of the things that happen on Calamity 6 are not explained on the popular websites and not really explained from most of the other tutorials. I was a bit confused on how to counter these things. We're gonna talk about that. First of all, like I said, in the first round, this is essentially your phase 1. You are supposed to just run around, destroy all these cauldrons with flames, and once this is done, Oduksini is going to be forced to come down. He will have a debuff for his DP, and you have to drain him to 50%. We'll get to that. Now, this is the first interesting attack. As you can see, he essentially shot in several directions, and if you get hit by that, you're dead. You can iframe to survive this if you're right in front of it, but it is best to generally just avoid it because it's quite dangerous and the iframe doesn't always work. You will also notice that we are essentially in a circular arena, and the edges of that arena have bluish to purple flames. If you go behind these flames, you die. This is important on Calamity 6 because at the end of the second phase, we will see how Oduksini will use a special attack, which if you get caught by, you'll be blasted backwards and knocked back, which will force you outside the arena and start almost instantly killing you. The reason why I'm mentioning this so early is because I just want you to know what happens if it does happen very quickly and I start addressing it. Now back to this phase 1. As you can see, there are a lot of attacks, a lot of mobs hitting you. Nothing too terrible. You should be able to avoid this, and if you have all the light spheres, even if you get hit by some of that stuff, you should be fine. Although some of these attacks will appear to be one-hit shots for whatever reason. It's just confusing. You saw the red message. This is when the boss actually lands and becomes vulnerable. Now you have 35 seconds to reach 50%. Should you fail to do so, he will create a one-shot attack which can kill you. It will actually kill you. I'm only saying can because you can use your V to save yourself from this attack, which will then force phase 1 to start over. In this case, of course, I survived. I did not have to use V, which is lucky because using V really sucks, and timing it is very hard because you don't actually see the 35-second timer. You have to use your intuition. Now in this second phase, we're going to see that the flames have shields on them. And if you see these red tiger looking guys, there's always 2 of them on the screen. They are the elites that need to go down for the flames to become vulnerable. Once they die, they release a special type of flame on the ground, or goop. They just leave a purplish trail. If you step on that, you're dead. Pay attention, the first one's pretty much dead. Now the second one's dead. You see it's kind of like a dark puddle where they used to be over there in the center of the arena. I like to fight them in the center of the arena for that very reason, because I can then go out and break the flames as fast as I can without stepping on their goop. You step on that goop, you're instantly dead. There is no saving yourself. You will die in one shot. So next up, what we need to do here is essentially rinse and repeat the whole process. And you see me moving around a lot now. The boss has appeared. He's doing one of those attacks. This attack, again, can be avoided with iframe or by just getting out of the way. The mobs attacks, this one where they shoot forward, is actually not so bad. It looks like very scary attack because it resembles the one the Fox Gumiho does, and hers will actually kill you super fast. But this attack on these mobs is not as bad. And by the way, once you do kill the 2 mobs, you will receive an AP buff. If you pay attention to my buffs, you will see that I have an AP buff right now. And you can use that buff to inflict more damage to the flames. Now, many people will tell you to buff up for these fights. As you can see, I have absolutely no buffs for these fights because buffs as well as your gear only apply 10% of it. So that means that if you, for example, ate food which gives you 30 AP, you're only gonna get 3 AP out of it, and this counts for pretty much everything that you can buff up with. For me, it's just unnecessary because I'm actually not going for times during these attempts. If you want to try to be first, if you want to try to be the best, then min-maxing like that is going to be the way to go. But in this particular case, for me, it's all about just beating it. One of the reasons why I did this is because I actually was first, and found out that even on the higher calamities, for example on Calamity 6, you get pretty much the same rewards that you get on Calamity 2 or 3. In fact, as far as I remember, oh, look at this attack, by the way. This attack you have to iframe. There is no saving yourself by hiding behind something. So you gotta start iframing. When you see it, it extends and then it blows up like it did. So back to the topic at hand. When you fight on things like Calamity 6, 7, you're gonna get more pieces of the flame, which is one of the main reasons why we're here, but it's just a little bit more. On Calamity 1 and 2, you get like 12, 13 pieces. On 6 and 7, you get 16 to 17. You only get a few. I thought you're gonna be getting like 40 pieces instead, but no. The difference is huge, if you ask me, so this isn't really cool. Anyway, the special elite mobs only spawn a few times. I believe it's like 3, but maybe it's 4. The point is that once you kill them enough, they will stop respawning. I have reached that phase here. As you can see, they're not respawning. The flames are permanently vulnerable now, and I'm destroying them. And I actually have destroyed all of them just now. I'm waiting for Oduksini to land for the second phase, where I have to do the rest of the 50% in damage in order to be able to beat him. Now you see how the pattern starts to cross here. What I usually do is I focus on one of these lanes. Let's imagine I look at the left lane of me. I only look at that lane, and as soon as the tornado passes, I go inside the left lane, I do my DPS, and then I extract. Watch again, I'm gonna pay attention to the lane. That way I don't have to pay attention to both lanes. At the beginning I was trying to look out, did that one pass, did that one pass, which one should I take? It's too much work. Just focus on one and take it when it's free. For those of you who have longer range, this is not relevant, but I'm an awakened mage, so my range is very limited. I get hit by everything. But at the end of the day, that's all it takes. You're gonna be able to get it. And if you have any questions, you can leave me some in the comments. I will also be making the other bosses, of course, so check them out as well if you're interested. Thank you for watching and have a great day.